Well, hello everybody. It's one of those days that is just perfect to do something inside rather than outside. It's hot outside, but it's also raining and just not a good time to. I mean, I guess I could be on the tractor. It's not lightning, it's a very small mist, but I've already done a lot of stuff outside. I reorganized 2 freezers. I ran a generator, organized my shop a little bit. But now it's time to start doing some inside work. This is a good time to do it for me because my daughter and my wife are both all cross country doing stuff with horses again, like they always do. And this gives me a chance to really do stuff in the house that I like to do, that I like to prepare with. And today I'm going to do a lot of things, but the main thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna make a beef. Well, not a beef. This is a neck. Let's see, a neck roast from a deer. So I'm gonna take that neck, and I'm gonna take some potatoes, some mushroom broth. That's some mushroom broth, and this is some carrots I had. And I'm gonna make a venison, potato, carrot stew. And oh my God, it's so good. The other day I was at work and I forgot my wallet at home. I couldn't go buy lunch. I didn't have nothing, but I always keep a jar of stew that I made from 2016, because I made stew in 2016 and I jarred it. And it was so delicious. And I said, man, I'm getting low on it. I gotta make another one. So today's the day. I'm gonna make venison, potato, carrot stew. Oh, so good. And then I'm gonna eat a little bit today, but I'm gonna jar the majority of it for later meals. All right, y'all, hold on. All right, these are the potatoes that I harvested this year from my garden. There wasn't many. There's 3 different kinds. There's Yukon Golds. You can see those. Some Pontiac Reds. And these I think are Kennebec. Maybe. I don't know. They came out of a bag of potatoes my mom and dad gave me. And see, there's another one. And I grew them. They were potatoes that big, but I didn't do well on potatoes this year. I gotta cut that green off of there, but I'm just gonna heat them up so I can peel them. Anyway, that's all I'm doing with that. Potatoes from my garden, venison from our own land, carrots grown in my garden and jarred, and wild picked oyster mushroom broth. And the only thing I'm really gonna use from the store or to chop my seasonings or some of it, celery. And I bought some of these, I don't know, bellas. I decided to use them rather than my jarred oyster mushrooms for that. And I'll get together, y'all see it all come together. But most of this came from stuff I grew one way or the other. All right, here we go. We got a good neck roast that I got right here. Beautiful. I'm gonna get some of that fat off of there. Get that meat. Got the potatoes ready. Peeling those potatoes, you know, that's always a chore. But I'm ready to rock and roll. So get the meat ready now. All right, this is always a big deal. You got to get the right seasonings. Got the venison cut up. So I'm gonna put some garlic powder. I put a pretty liberal portion of that in there. Put a little bit ground allspice. Just a little bit, you know. There you go. You know, you can put whatever you want, really. This is from Spice Incorporated, Pennsylvania pepper. That's the little concoction they make of a seasoning blend with some pepper. So I'm just gonna pour the whole thing in there. The rest of it that I had left, I'll just forego my red pepper. Here's some ground sage. go ahead and, well, this is rub sage, not, it's called rub sage. Put a little bit of that in there. Got a little homemade jalapeno pepper. This is ground jalapeno pepper that I made myself. Y'all can go back and watch that video. I make cayenne pepper and jalapeno pepper. This is a little bit ground cayenne pepper I made. It looks pretty good. It don't go through the holes too well, so I'm gonna just go ahead and put some of that on there. You don't put too much red pepper, but just a little bit for the flavor. I'm gonna put some of this granulated onion. Just gonna pour the rest of this in there. That's plenty enough. I keep these because I make my own seasonings and I just need seasoning jars, so I keep those. What I'm gonna put here, I'm gonna put some sea salt. You can just use regular salt, any kind of regular salt. And then this is always a hang up if anybody. I put accent, that's MSG, but you know, if you don't care for it, don't put it. I'm okay with it. I put a little bit. If you don't care for it, don't put it. I'm not telling you you have to put that. Any of these seasons. You make your own seasoning blend. Chili powder. And then right here, paprika. I'm gonna put a little paprika in there. Alright. Not too much, just a little bit. And I already put pepper. You know, you could just put just Tony Chachere's. That's Tony Chachere seasoning. That's a seasoning blend. You could just use that. And you don't have to put any of this other stuff. So I got all these hot sauces out. I bought that the other day. I bought another one. I buy hot sauce whenever I see it. But I know I got one open in here. Yep. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to take and put about that many of them. And I'm going to put a few dashes of lean parent Worcestershire sauce. You could put any kind of Worcestershire sauce you want, but Lee & Perrin's a real good one. Sam sells them pretty dang cheap. I can't believe they sell that stuff for so cheap. And that's about it. And I'm gonna go ahead and just blend that in there. That seasoning in and let that sit. Same thing like the venison sauce pecan, you know, you wanna season that venison meat. Seasoning it pre-cooking really helps it out a lot. So that's neck though. That's neck. That's good. I cut it a little bit bigger chunks, you know. Then when I chopped the sauce pecan one up a little bit fine. It's almost ground meat looking. This is more or less a chunk of meat there. You know, you see chunks. So I cut it a little bit finer when I do the sauce pecan. But anyway, that's that. Time to chop seasonings. Chop fresh. This is spices I put on there. I call it seasonings. The terminology is interchangeable, but I'm gonna chop fresh seasonings right now. We'll go ahead and slice up the mushrooms now. And there's the sliced mushroom. Alright, this is the chopped seasonings. That's onion, celery, bell pepper, jalapeno pepper, and garlic. There's the chopped seasonings, and I got some extra garlic over here. I like to just, you don't have to put this in there, but if you like garlic, I just like to put big chunks. But that's the chopped seasoning. Alright, what we got here is some canola oil. I'm gonna go ahead and pour in about 1.5 cups, all of it. This is a big pot. This is a big Dutch oven worth of stuff I'm cooking, and this is about probably a cup and a half of flour. I'm gonna pour it all in there. It's all good. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna take that flour and blend it. This is the start of the roux, of course. And I'm probably gonna need a little bit more flour. Yeah, definitely. Too oily right now. Alright. Go ahead and get out a little bit more flour. We'll put that in there. Yeah. Put about another 3/4 of a cup. So that must have been about 2 cups of oil I put. Maybe about a cup and a half and about 2 cups of flour. I can actually do a little bit more flour. I might be off of my guesstimations a little bit. I'd say in a pot this big, 2 cups of oil, 2.5 cups of flour, or maybe probably 3 cups of flour. I bet you that was a cup and 3/4 of oil, and there was about 2.5 cups of flour. That's what I would say that was right there, and that's perfect right there. See how that consistency looks? See? The consistency? That's perfect. So I'm gonna go ahead and put that on, and I'm gonna make a roux. I'll show y'all. I'm gonna be just stirring. So once you turn that on and you start stirring to make the roux, it's pretty much don't ever stop. Alright, still making this roux. See how it's bubbling, bubbling, popping and all of that? Pretty hot. So this is about a blonde roux right here. Going to a regular old chocolate roux. Yeah, when you're doing a roux, and you get to this point, it's starting to brown. It really smells good. That's some good smelling stuff here. Got my seasonings ready to dump in there. It's gonna be good. Alright, it's getting close to the chocolate. Very close. So you gotta really keep stirring. You don't want nothing to burn. Always stirring. Always stirring. Gotta be careful. The other time, not too long ago, I was doing this, and when it some of it splattered and got in my eye. Ooh, right in my eye too. And I have eye problems. See, it's getting darker. You can almost see it getting darker. Don't want it to burn now. Alright, what I'm gonna do? Put my seasonings in there. I don't know if y'all can see that, but I'm gonna scrape it in there. Let's put them off of that board into there. Woo, you gotta watch that steam. That steam is coming out of there. Big time. Big time. The roux always darkens up. If I was doing that soft pecan, it'd be black right now. But that's a dark chocolate. It went from chocolate to dark chocolate when I poured that roux in there. All that water got in there. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna grab that meat. I'll bring that on over here. Put it right there. Like that. Keep that moving around. Moving around. that meat in there. Put that meat. Look at that roux and all that seasoning. Yeah. Alright. Alright, I'm gonna go ahead and put my mushroom stock in there. Nice, beautiful. Alright, I'm gonna go ahead and put the rest of this water in there. I'm gonna add water, and I can't give you a specific amount. There's a quarter mushroom stock and about 1.5 quarts of water there, but I'm gonna add probably about another 4 or 5 quarts of water before it's over. As a matter of fact, I'm gonna go put some more water in there. Oh, it smells good in here now. Yes, it does. It smells good. That's got to be about 2.5 quarts of water. Put it in there. Let that get up to temp. Let that get up to temp. Yeah, see that good color? That's a real good color. That's right. Now what I'm gonna do, something I like to do every now and then, I'm gonna take a little piece of that meat. It ain't cooked yet, but it's cooked enough to eat, but we'll go ahead and take a piece. See how the flavor is. Still a little chewy, but oh man. Oh my god. Woo! Man, that's good. Dang. Great flavor. I'd eat that like that right now. But we still got a few more things to do. So hold on. Alright, I just put in another quart of that water. I'm gonna go ahead and just put the rest of this stuff in here. This is just canned carrots. We'll pour them in there, and then another canned carrots. We'll pour them in there. I'm gonna pour the mushrooms in there, and I'm gonna pour potatoes in there. Whew, yeah. That thing filled up a lot. All right. Whew. All right. Ho ho. Ho ho. Yeah. Now we got something going here. All right. Woo. Alrighty. Got it rocking and rolling. Alright. What I'm gonna do is let it get to a boil, and then put the top on, and come back and maybe add a little season. Actually, I might add the rest of the seasoning now. Garlic powder. Kind of the same mix you added to the meat when you did. The same mix, the same blend. We'll put a little allspice powder. Something you ought to get a lot of is, I got a lot of these seasonings everywhere. And seasonings really help food. A little jalapeno pepper powder. A little rub sage again. Y'all saw this earlier. I ain't gonna put much, just a little bit. You don't need to add a whole bunch. Just a little bit, but you need just the different flavors all come together. Chili powder. Not much, just a little bit. You don't need much. At this point, you had some in there already. You had some in there already from the seasoning on the meat. The marinade season on the meat. A little paprika. A little sea salt. Not too much. Again, I'm going to add just a little bit of this accent. Just a little bit, but I like it. If you don't want to add it, don't add it. Ah, here it is. A little ground mustard. That's always good to add there. Add it in there. They ain't much coming out of there. It might, I don't know what it looks like, but those holes are small. Alright, and that's a big pot. That is a big pot. Let's see. I know I had another. Ah, here we go. Alright. Granulated onions. Good deal. Now, stir that in there. Oh, there was one more thing I didn't put any in there. Black pepper. I know where, and when we put in the marinade, we put some Pennsylvania pepper in there. That's a seasoning blend, but I'm gonna put some more black pepper in right now. All right, and there's your ground and dried seasonings that you're gonna add. And now let's make a stir. Nicely done, huh? Woo, that's gonna taste good. Yes, indeed, y'all. Venison, carrot, potato, and mushroom, I guess you could say. Beef. No beef. Venison, carrot, potato, and mushroom stew. Needs to cook down now. Alright, y'all. Oh, I forgot to add one thing. My little last garlic. Right there. Push them in. Yep. Alright. And that's it. That's the end of it. I forgot, I should have put them in when I put the mushrooms and the carrots in, but I'm gonna go ahead and stir that in. Get it all stirred up. And there we go. Now, I'm gonna come back in a few minutes. Alright, here we are. This is the end of the beef stew, or the venison stew. stirs here. It's been on for a while. Cook it down. I'm gonna go ahead and give it a taste here. Let's see how that tastes. I got a little bit saved aside here. A little piece of meat. A little carrot. Let's see. Flavor's good. Go ahead. Do that again. Get a little potato. Oh yeah. That's pretty good. Let's see. A little mushroom. A little meat. Oh man. Woo! That's some good stuff there. The flavor is spot on. And I need to let that go a little longer. Meat needs a little bit more time to cook. But that's perfect. That's good stuff. Ooh, that's good. Oh my God. Let's see, a little bit more now. I gotta keep checking. Man, that's good. I'm gonna just dump that all in my mouth. Oh my God, that's good. Oh man. Perfect. Alright, y'all. Venison, carrot, potato, mushroom beef, venison stew. Keep wanting to say beef stew because I usually make it with beef, but it was with venison this time. Alright. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and ladle into these jars. I only have 7 of them. It's going to take more than that, but I don't know how many more. That's one I ate some beef stew out of just the other day. They all want them out except that one. So I'm going to go ahead and put this stew into the jar. Alright, I'll show y'all when I'm finished. Alright, I got my all-American can out. I think this is a 921. Means it's a 21 quart. So I'm just going ahead and putting some warm water in there. See this gauge right here? You gotta watch that. It should be at 0 right now. Whoa. Gotta watch the tether on there. The gauge should be at 0. This one's kind of faulty, so I'm probably gonna have to buy a new one. But that's about 4 off in each direction, so you can kind of tell what it is. It's always been like that. I should have tried to get it replaced when I bought the thing, but I didn't. They offer spare parts though. Hopefully I can just buy it. Yeah, that's plenty enough water. Because when you put the jars in, it's going to go up to almost to the top of them. Alright, filling them up still. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and I got the jars filled. One thing I can tell you, this is an important step. And even though it might look like your jar tops are clean, don't ever forget to wipe the tops of the jars. If you don't do this part, they will fail. I got complacent one time and I forgot to do it, and I got them all underway and I was like, I forgot to do it, it'll be alright. Half the jars failed and I was not happy. But if you go ahead and wipe these off, look, I'm getting a little crud on them too. Go ahead and wipe them tops off. That's very important. Alright. All wiped off. Now, I did wash these, jars out. So that's one thing. But when you using a pressure canner, you truly don't have to go ahead and fully sterilize. I would definitely clean everything, make sure everything's washed and cleaned, but you don't have to sterilize it because it's going to go through a sterilization process. I'm gonna go ahead and use some of these new lids I have. I got plenty of lids. Everybody's in lid, you know, purgatory, I guess. Everybody's scared they never gonna have lids, but I used to buy lids every time I go to the store, which I never hardly ever went to Walmart, but every time I did go, I would buy a lot of lids. So I have as many as I will need in this lifetime. Well, you know, I say that you never have enough of stuff. So, and I reuse mine. I don't care what people say. Like this one was used before. And I'm not using that one because I don't know that it's clean like it should be. Let's see. Ooh, that one looks terrible. I ain't using that one either. Okay, I gotta go get a fresh regular mouth lid. Alright, I'll be back in a bit. So I went and get me another fresh regular lid. This is something that's unorthodox right now. It's June in southeast Louisiana, and I'm opening the windows. I shut the air conditioning down because I ain't gonna push my air conditioning against jarring and canning and cooking. But it's comfortable. That's crazy. I mean, I know it's raining and overcast outside, but usually it's too uncomfortable to even deal with that. But this is crazy, huh? But it's nice in some ways, but in some ways it's kind of not so nice because the garden is suffering so bad. All right, y'all. I'll go ahead and put the rings on this and then get them in the cooker. All right, I got the water warming on there. Let's have warm water in it. So I'm gonna go ahead and place the jars. Well, that worked out right. I forgot that this thing only holds 7 quart jars. You could put some pint jars on the top, I believe, of them, but that's all it holds. You gotta try and get them just spaced out, just spaced to where they're not really touching each other. See how high that water got on there? But that's fine. With the All-American, they got this arrow that lines up with this notched area. If you line that up, take it off, and then it's not really lined up, but then you gotta start doing it with one hand. Okay, now it's lined up perfect. And you want about 1/8 of an inch all the way around, and that's what I got. About that much. See that little lip has caught that one. Put all the lugs on your All-American. You put the lugs on. Then you go ahead and tighten them up. Don't tighten too much because you tighten the opposite ones. Give them till it touches at first. Alright. Because if you tighten it, if you bear down on it, it'll tilt the top. Okay. This one, this one, this one, this one, this one, this one. Alright, and you don't have to make it so tight that the rest of the world knows you're Superman. And then you just wait for some air to come out of there. When you see that steam coming off of there, it's been about 5-10 minutes. I'm gonna go ahead and put it on the 10, because that's what you wanted out at ours. I'm gonna crack this down just a little bit, and when it starts rattling, about 1 time every minute, or I think it's like 5 times a minute, then you got it about where you need to. And I'm gonna do this for 75 minutes, and since it's got meat and it's a broth type thing, I'm gonna do 75 minutes. A fully cooked meal already, but I'm gonna go ahead and process it for the hour and 15 minutes then. Alright, it just started doing this little tattling, rattling, whatever they want to call it. So I'm gonna go ahead and back off on this just a hair, because it's going a little too fast. So give it another 10 minutes after we'll go ahead and see how it rattles. When it starts rattling a few times every so often, you know. Pretty good. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and set the timer for 75 minutes. There we go, 1 hour and 15 minutes. And here we go. Kind of got me nervous though. Power looked like it was fluctuating. That'd be a hell of a time for the power to go out. Alright, the time's up. I turned the heat off. And ready to rock and roll here. It's still real hot. You can see it's still smoking and steaming out of there, and this is, you remember the thing is off about it a little bit, so we're gonna let it sit for probably about an hour before I open it. All right, here we are back at the pressure canner. It's still warm. It's still very hot. Very hot, but it's down to 0. So I'm gonna put this on top of there, and very, very slowly. Okay. Take this off. Oh man. See, I didn't put them on there that tight, but they're all on there tight. If you take it off too early, it'll blow the tops off of them. So, and that's gonna be steamy hot. So, of course, everybody always knows, away from your eyes. Okay. I'm gonna go ahead and pull these jaws on out of here. All right, y'all. Just let them sit and cool off for 24 hours, and then put the dates and times on them, take the rings off, and you can kind of see it's still kind of bubbling and pitching in there. You can see the bubbles in there. They look like they're still boiling and cooking. But nice. Nice, nice. Good stuff for later. Meals.